But I discovered that when you align yourself with your ideal person and you build that momentum, so we got rid of that negative self-talk and that negative chatter, and you align yourself with the person that you're meant to serve and you build that momentum, that's where magic happens if you have products that are also aligned with the people that you are attracting. Hello, welcome to Monetizing Mompreneurs podcast, where I take you behind the scenes with industry leaders, entrepreneurs, moms, working professionals, and amazing people pursuing their passions and going for their dreams. And I'm your host, Linda Mendable. Welcome back to Monetizing Mompreneur podcast. Today, let's talk a little bit about bundles, summits, and funnels. Let me tell you a story about like my digital product journey. So when I first created a course, like I said in the other episode, it was the blog cure. I also created other mini courses along with the blog cure. And I had like a mini product suite in Member Vault when I first started intentionally to grow my Facebook group and community. And basically, I found out two things. Number one, not everything that glitters is gold. And what I mean by that is that just because you've made a ridiculously great offer doesn't mean that it's going to sell. Okay. Number two is having a funnel is where it's at. So, I already talked about being a bit of a web designer and I talked to you a little bit about that experience of sometimes it was a really great tool to have if as a downsell, right? If someone wasn't able to afford to work one-on-one with you, of course, it was a great downsell. So definitely do that. So I really wanted to see my clients win and answer that pressing question about like, how do I get clients, right? And I also wanted to make sure that I was serving my clients after they worked with me. And so that was one of the reasons why I also intentionally grew my Facebook group and also grew in the product suites and the products that I was offering. So when I had this product suite and I was first starting out and I was growing my group, I was making sales without having to even talk about any products, right? And one of my biggest sellers was the speaker's slide deck, which I will be relaunching. And because, of course, we're hosting bundles and summits, and it's actually part of Monetizing Mompreneur Society, but I am going to have separate courses and having mini courses as well on the shop, which I'm working on and working on launching. But I discovered that when you align yourself with your ideal person, and you build that momentum. So we got rid of that negative self-talk and that negative chatter, and you align yourself with the person that you're meant to serve, and you build that momentum. That's where magic happens if you have products that are also aligned with the people that you are attracting because they want to hear your perspective. They want to hear your thoughts. They've come to your world for a reason, and maybe your delivery and the way that you can tell a story or the way that you show up, they want to go deeper with you and they want to get those assets because they are knowing you, liking you, and trusting you. And one of my assets for that know, like, and trust factor is actually a framework that I developed called the ARC. And I've shouted out to the rooftops on my social media, which I'm kind of going to be pivoting a little bit, but ARC, awareness, resonate, and credibility. This is another form of understanding how to use that know, like, and trust factor, right? So let's talk a little bit more about the ARC, that awareness, that resonates. We talked a little bit about resonance, right? And the C, the credibility. And this is the thing. If people don't know what you do, they're gonna not know how to get into your world. And so that's where the awareness comes into. And, why you? Why should someone spend their precious, amazing time with you? Why you? You got to ask yourself that question. If you want to market out here, you got to ask yourself, why you? What perspective are you offering? What value are you offering aside from the reels that you're making? Are you just trying to, you know, do whatever reels, or are you being intentional about reaching the person that you're meant to reach? Because that's really the key. And if you do that alongside with consistency, then you'll definitely flourish. Now, one of the things that has been kind of like, I guess, there's been a little bit of a social war that I've stumbled upon on social media because there's always little mini wars happening with content. And it's about like some people are saying you don't need to post every day, and other people are saying post every day and that's how you'll grow. And I just share about what I'm doing. So I am posting one reel a day, you know, just because I'm trying to because I record so many videos and I make so many reels, and I have the capacity that I can do that. Okay? So you also got to think about your capacity, right? What can you handle? The reason why I say I have the capacity is because back when we were living in Lillington, because we just moved, and we were moving, in the process of moving, I had to upgrade my phone. And I had a lot of beautiful, precious reels, because I love mindset stuff. I love mindset. I love the behind the scenes. And I was scared of posting them. I was afraid of posting them. I was afraid of judgment. I was afraid of perception. I was like, is this on brand? I was afraid of posting them, and I lost all of the videos. I lost all of the reels that I worked that I never posted, that were beautiful, that I loved, that I never posted. And I said that I would not allow myself to do that again. I currently have so many drafts in my IG account. It is ridiculous that I can post a reel every day for this whole year. That's how much drafts I have. So that's what I say to you. I have the capacity. Now, just because I have the capacity doesn't mean I'm not going to strategically try to get out here. So if you're looking on my IG and you kind of like see one of the reels that I did about my stats, and it's kind of like it's really a case study reel, and I'm just taking you along the journey of like, hey, is this going to work out? Because I don't know, it may. I'm not an IG person, but I am a marketing person, and marketing has fundamentals, right? Marketing, I feel like the basics of marketing is storytelling. Honestly, if you can capture telling a story and put it together with a lesson for nugget of wisdom and put it together with a message that speaks directly to your people and tie it into your offers and your services that align with what you're talking about, oh, you got magic there. So marketing and social media marketing, you can approach it in two different ways. Like IG marketing, because of the algorithm and all this stuff, I'm not an expert at that, but telling stories in my way, I know if I touch on that and providing value, I know if I touch on that, perhaps my account may grow. So this is just a theory that I'm putting out there. Now, with this theory, I am being consistent in my way of posting one a day and being consistent in the type of content that I am posting. I do the A.R.C, right? The awareness, the resonate, and the credibility. So in awareness, you want to bring people aware of what you do and who you're for. How can you do that in a reel? In resonate, you want to bring out the me too. I go through that too. I'm going through that too. You know, I have the same thing, me too. And also, the resonate is also like going a little bit into you as a person, right? And then the credibility. The credibility is before and afters, testimonials, peeling back the curtain on your processes, teaching also, as whereas awareness can be in the teaching. So awareness and credibility go hand in hand, but the credibility portion is kind of like, give me the receipts. Where are the receipts? I want to see the receipts. Don't be sus out here. No cap. Oh my God, I had to. So when you take a look at, you know, how you want to approach the ARC method, that's what I'm doing because it just makes it easy for me. How can I stay within the realm of this? How can I stay within the realm of bringing people aware of my services and my offers? How can I stay in the realm of resonating with my ideal clients and audience? How can I stay in the realm of showing them, hey, I'm a credible source here, right? That's my podcast. you know, that's where I can tie that credibility into. Like you can go deeper into it in my podcast, or you can even do it in a blog post. You can do a before and after reel. Hey, more about this in in my blog. I think having a blog is ridiculously amazing. Like I've said, like it is one of the best marketing tools that you have out there. And then you use social media to just amplify the message. So let's say you write out a script, a blog post, or even a podcast, right? And you just double down on creating other little bits of pieces of content from that big content, that one big piece of content. I know some of us do blog posts on our reels, like full on posts. I know I've done them, you know, and you can easily, the thing about it is just sitting down on the computer and typing it up, right? You can easily type it up on your phone. Have a blog, use missing letter, amplify it to other places that is on autopilot. That's what I do. So I invest, remember AppSumo, and when Missing Letter was in the beginning of, I guess, their journey on being more visible, I got in their lifetime deal. I am in the lifetime deal of Missing Letter. And what Missing the Letter affords me to do, and this is not an ad, what Missing Letter affords you to do is kind of like is an auto scheduler. It pulls from your website, from your blog, and it develops a 12-month evergreen marketing suite, I guess, marketing campaign of your content. I was like, this is where it's at. This is absolutely amazing. And that's how you can see if you look at my Facebook page is growing. I have been growing my following there by itself. Like it's on autopilot. My LinkedIn, it's growing. I do the same thing. I basically aligned with LinkedIn. So, hey, come on in, right? And I also connected it to Twitter. So I'm not even on Twitter like that, but it's on Twitter. And so it amplifies your, so you, if you really hone in on blogging in a way that can amplify your message, or even podcasting, because it does pull my episodes, it pulls the show notes from my episodes, and it creates also, like, the images, it pulls the images from the episodes as well. And I just sit down and batch my 12-month evergreen campaigns, like all of my episodes. Like I have some in draft mode that I'm going to be relaunching and stuff like that, because you can repurpose content. And, people forget where you're at, and I mean, I think it's pretty cool. So I guess that's that omnipresence type of marketing, but Missing Letter. Check it out. I think it's worth the investment, even if you're just testing it out. Because this is what I decided when I first started my business, and I was like, man, I needed help. Before I actually onboarded a VA or onboarded, a contractor or anything like that, what I did was I said, what can I automate? What can I automate in my business? Because, you know, onboarding a person to come and help you is a process. So if you're in that space that you're in the beginning and you're trying to see, like, who do I bring in? Or even if you have someone that's in your team, How can you automate things within your business now? That is always, that should be always in the back of your mind with any processes. How can we automate this? How can we make this easier, that we're more efficient? Because your time is golden, right? You need your time. And so automation, automation, automation. And so that's one of the ways that you can do that. So I'm going to, the part two of the blog here was that it wasn't an easy yes, right? For people to purchase it. We found out together that it was because there wasn't a promise tied into it. There was good info. I said, hey, you get this, and you get that, and you get this, and you get this swipe file, and you get this template, and you get this. But that really, templates and swipe files, not the reason why someone would purchase. And that's what I learned from having the blog here. I was like, well, I got all this cool, neat things in there. What people want is that transformation and that promise, right? And so, what is that within your course or within your offers or your services? What is the promise? You got to really define the promise. And that's what I learned from having the blog here. So if you have a course, and so that's why I also developed and went in on bundles and summits, because bundles allows you to check out if your funnel works. Because remember how I said automate? I am wanting to create an offer that's just an easy yes for the person that lands on it, that they understand the value and that it aligns with their goals, and they're my target audience because of that, and they're my target people, and they say yes and they invest, and and their life changes because they're going to get results, right? So that's what I created with monetizing Mompreneur Society, but I didn't do that by myself. The audience that I naturally attract and I guess, who I know I can serve, because the women that I'm trying to serve is all about visibility, and I'm a designer, I'm a web designer. How can I get in front of her? Well, let me create a platform that she can be more visible. And maybe she may need to upgrade her website because she also wants to serve her ideal customers and clients and give her audience a great experience. Because I really believe in providing a great experience for your customers and your clients. And I think branding is another way to create that. Like, I am a ridiculously visual person. I am very, very visual, and I'm more efficient visually. So I had to color block a lot of my stuff in ClickUp. I had to color code some stuff because your girl needs color in her life. And that's why I guess my website is the way it is. But I need that. So remember how I talked a little bit about, like, what makes you purchase? What what have Think about the things that you have invested in, and why did you invest in those things? Think about the courses that you have purchased, and why did you invest in those courses? Because that's where it's at, and no one's really talking about it. I had to learn that the hard way. And by understanding that it's not about the swipe files, it's not about the templates, it's not about, those are just bonuses that your customers and clients will receive to help them on their journey to that promise, to that transformation. That's all it is. And it's like, how these are the assets that will help you get to point XYZ. That's included, that I'm on. That's just allows them to be like, oh my gosh, this is a steal of a deal. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And it will help me with this problem area within that type of result that I want and that I'm going through. Because, like, for Bundle and Summit, one of my swipe files is, hey, you're gonna get the run of show, that is the Airtable run of show, the Airtable forums, the Airtable tracking your speakers, their Airtable. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna get systems that will help you run a bundle or summit more efficiently, to keep on track instead of just having a spreadsheet, you actually have, there's actually a way to do it in Airtable that is just amazing that I refined with what I needed and everything like that, that I just refined because I had to learn systems. I had to force myself to learn systems in order to host 4 summits in a year. I had to really be proficient in the systems, and I wanted to also provide a great experience for the people that I serve. And the way that you can provide a great experience is with systems. So that's one of our swipe files, right? That's just one. But already with bundles and summits, that already piques the person that I'm trying to attract's interest. Wait, hold up. I want to be more visible. What? You're also a designer and you're going to have the show it, designs that are just easy to customize. I could swap my copy and swap my pictures and swap my colors. And I got a page in a day and I even, you know what I'm saying? Like, OMG, I've done the hard work so you don't have to. But anyways, when it comes to your offers and services, and I really believe that every online person on here trying to monetize online should have a course that serves their audience, not a course that makes sales, but that serves your people. And in that, you know, we will find out what would happen, right? Will you make sales? Is this going to resonate with your people? And that's the question that you got to ask yourself. Is this course that I'm creating going to help my people understand, number one, the value, number two, the promise? The value would be those swipe files, those checklists, there's workflows, those audio files, those workbooks, that video training, that method, but the transformation is what clicks the yes. The transformation. The other ones is just letting them know, hey, so the transformation and the promise, right, is really what they're wanting. So you got to figure out what is that. And then go into the value part and ask kind of like yourself is like, how can I help them get to that transformation? That's why we have how to launch a challenge. And that takes you step by step in creating those assets to align with your ideal people. I'm here to help. I'm here to help you. And I'm here to make it easy for you to see results in serving your ideal customers and clients, because that's where it's at. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have a chance, stop by the website at lindamendable.com and join us over at Monetizing Mompreneurs Facebook group. I just want to say again, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.